I was deeply disturbed when I saw this image pop up right here. And before I get started, let me just say thank you for tuning in. If you can, like and subscribe, and I appreciate it. Watch to the end. I saw this image that placed the person who was assassinated a few days ago. He put him in. They put him in a lineup with Abraham Lincoln, uh, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and Jesus, the Christ, the Savior of the world. They put him in there, and I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? And I think the other thing that really disturbed me even more, even some of my people that I revered, that I considered good sources of good messages of word, of faith and trust and hope, biblical messages, they're behind this stuff. And it saddens me because I'm going to have to delete them from from the trust file and put them into the file of distrust and the file of fallacy and the file of believing some other crazy stuff. There's no other way to put it, being nice. Let's look at some quotes. So we're going to place them all in the same bucket, then they should all be at least kind of be serving the same food. We have one set of quotes that's healthy and it talks about, you know, being good, having ice cream and cake and a good well meal. And you have other quotes that are basically serving up chili with extreme chili peppers on them to make people sick and angry and mean and ugly and disgusting. Abraham Lincoln, 1858, he gave what was called the House Divided speech. This speech was given to the nation when we were on the brink, or when they were on the brink of civil war. He said basically this nation cannot survive half slavery and half free. And for y'all over there who want to keep people and mistreat them, treat them like property, then there's a price to pay for that, because people are people and they deserve to be treated better. Let's put a pin right there. We're going to come back to that later. You have JFK. JFK's life was cut short. President John F. Kennedy. And he said every American ought to have the right to be treated as he would wish to be treated and as one would wish his children to be treated. Plain and simple. Speak good things. Treat people the way you want them to be treated. That's kind of a gospel message, I would think. Martin Luther King. Hatred confuses life. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illuminates it. It brings the ugly things out. And there's, I don't know, how many Jesus quotes can we come up with? Suffer the little children. He fed the poor. He healed people. He blessed the poor. He said, bring your sick and hungry to me. Let me feed them. Let me do good things to them. Then on the other hand, we have Mr. Kirk. He said death penalties should be publicized. They should be public. And they should be quick. And it should be televised. And at a certain age, children need to see public executions. What does that put you in the mind of? That's medieval. That's ugly. Uh, Happening all the time in urban America. We have prowling blacks going around for fun to target white people, to rob them and do evil things to them. That's a fact. It's happening more and more. I paraphrased a tiny bit. Let's see another good old quote. Quote, if I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence or is she there because of affirmative action? And the worst one, well, there's many more. What about the one? It's okay for, and this was after a shooting where, or can I say that? Well, I said it. This was after some violence had claimed the lives of some small children. Said he thought it was okay if a few people lose their lives so he can, every year, so he can continue to have the right to practice a Second Amendment right. I don't even find no love in here that lines up with anything anybody else that I just quoted said. And this is the one that really kicks it. So there was Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee, Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is the Supreme Court Justice. They basically made a statement. If it wasn't for the fact of DEI and affirmative action, they would never have the chance to display their talents and their skills that match and exceed many of their white counterparts. But his comment was, you do not have to, he said, you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go to be taken somewhere somewhat seriously. So he basically said they had to steal a white person's job. If that is not inciting a racism, I don't know what is. And especially to the religious leaders that I thought were on the up and up, I'm scratching you out my book, and I really don't care because Jesus ain't got nothing to do with that. That's you with some messed up political theology garbage. So you're scratched out my book, and I know you don't care because you're being taken care of, and I'm okay with that. But I do know where you stand. This is one thing that has come out of this. Again, we see who people are, and trust me, as Maya Angelou said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. And people keep coming back saying, this is not who we are as a nation. Oh, yes, it is. There is a few pockets of nice desserts and ice cream and cake and cookies. But for the most part, we were birthed. We were birthed out of war and fear and fighting and slavery. And, you know, it's, well, that's not a good place to end, but I think we're going to end right there. So know, if people show you who they are, know who they are and believe them. And don't let someone push you into telling you that, oh, he was a really nice guy. No, he showed you who he was. You can't sugarcoat this any other way. You can't do it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you've been enlightened a little bit. If you have, like and subscribe. And one last thing, don't let anyone make you feel guilty for not grieving, but definitely don't celebrate it. We don't celebrate the demise of any individual, but you know, it is what it is. It's gone. You know, he had a family, and I'm sorry about that, but I don't celebrate his death, but I don't mourn him as well. I don't raise a flag. If anything, I feel for the people who lost their children in the shootings. So it's kind of hard, but it is what it is. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, be woke. Don't let the society tell you how to think and what to think. I don't try to tell you what to think. I'm just trying to give you something to think about. How's that? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment, even if it's whatever. If it's off the wall, I have a delete button. I can fix that, but I will read it. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.